Tennessee's basketball team may well be the number one team in the nation. And I'm not joking. And it just blows me away because Dalton Knecht is absolutely blowing up the NBA. And I thought Caleb was insane to suggest that Tennessee could be as good as the Vols were last year when they made the Elite Eight. So, wow, oh, wow. And then we'll talk some early signing day. We appreciate you being a part of the program. Please hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, you haven't set your notifications on, we would encourage you to do that. Work Trucks, all about trucks that are actually available, trucks that help you maximize your profits by having the right work vehicle now. Time is money. The perfect work vehicle doesn't break down, has all the space to carry what you need. That's what Work Trucks is intended on offering. Other dealerships just can't do it. Contracting is about time. Work Trucks saves you time with less back and forth trips. Trucks pass the highest standards to be put to work. The process is also quick and easy when choosing a vehicle for Work Trucks. Cargo vans, utility body trucks with an app-hide work bodies installed, pickup trucks of all sizes, and anything special like cranes or dump trucks. Work Truck supplies vehicles to people just like you and get you back on the road tomorrow. No dealership runaround. If you're a contractor, you need to know Work Trucks, and that's a fact. Service industry, remember Work Trucks. Work Trucks carries the trucks that your business has to have. You need Work Trucks. Clinton Highway in Knoxville, downtown Birmingham. For the entire inventory, go online. I was there yesterday. They're awesome. Work Trucks, LLC.com. I was like, I want to drive around something. Can I drive a crane truck? Glenn like, no. Please? No. WorkTrucksLLC.com with an X. Why risk chancing your future and business on the wrong piece of equipment that burns your time? WorkTrucksLLC.com. They'll find a perfect truck, outfit it. It's the truck you have to have, and make sure it fits your needs to a T. WorkTrucks with an X, LLC.com. Proud supporters of the Tennessee Vols. Let's talk some Tennessee basketball here for a second, because I got to be honest with you. This basketball team is way better than I thought they would be. Way better than I thought they would be. Caleb, why is that the case? Why was I wrong?
You were wrong for two reasons. Maybe even three, but we'll just go for two now.
It's good.
I said that what Tennessee lost in Dalton Knecht, they gained with multiple scores and multiple options to score. The phrase I used was recreate him in the aggregate, Moneyball style. I also said that Dalton Knecht would be a dime a dozen in college basketball because there are a lot of elite players like Dalton Knecht at the lower levels who in this era of the transfer portal will use their final year of eligibility, will make a name for themselves at lower schools and then want to just fine-tune a part of their game for the NBA and will willingly transfer to a coach at a power school who's known for developing players and buy into the system to fine-tune that part of their game, and they will be elite doing so. You're seeing Dalton Knecht play great in the NBA. Let me just ask you this. In the old system, pre-transfer portal, do you think Dalton Knecht ever goes pro? Ever?
Are you saying if he stays at a smaller school, that type of guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think gosh, Caleb, that's tough because I think that Barnes did a great job of coaching him, made him a tougher guy.
But that's the point. In the old system, he would never have transferred to Tennessee.
Right. No. That's my point. Yeah. Okay, so what you're asking me, I think he gets discovered, okay? But I don't think he's as good because of Rick Barnes' coaching made him a better player, but I don't think NBA scouts miss him. Is that a fair way of putting it?
Yes, that's a fair way. That's a very fair way of putting it. Exactly. And so now we're seeing this again. I thought Darling Stone-Dubar was going to be the one to replace Dalton Knecht. I don't think Rick Barnes is a fan of one. He had some personal issues, but he really hasn't picked it up defensively yet. I think he will get there still, and he's going to need Darling Stone-Dubar because JP Estrella is now out for the season with an injury. But Tennessee was number one in the net rankings, in the inaugural net rankings that debuted on Tuesday. They were number 3 in the AP and coaches poll. And then they go host a Syracuse team. Now, look, this isn't your father's Syracuse team, okay? This isn't Carmelo. This isn't Jim Boeheim. But it's a Syracuse team, Dave, that had 20 wins last year, that had a 5-star recruit this year and returned 2 other starters, that was expected to be an NCAA tournament bubble team. When you host a Power 5 NCAA tournament bubble team, even if you're a national title contender, you expect to win by 10 or 15 points. You don't expect to win by 26 points. And by the way, they could have won by 40 points. And Tennessee lived up to every bit of that number one ranking. And here's the biggest reason why. The fear of Rick Barnes has always been that the defense is always there, but the offense goes completely cold unless the three-point shooting is hot. The three-point shooting was solid yesterday. Tennessee was 10 of 29. Chaz Lanier led the way going 4 of 10. Zakai Zeigler went 3 of 8. You go 10 of 29 from 3 on Rick Barnes' offense, Dave, that's worth 75, 80 points. They scored 96 points. They almost approached 100 doing that. And they did it because, like Dalton Knecht, Chaz Lanier can manufacture points. Chaz Lanier hit 4 other shots from the paint beyond his three-point shooting. Zakai hit 2 in the paint beyond his three-point shooting. Jordan Gainey came off the bench. He was 2 of 4 from 3, but he was 5 of 8 from the field, so he hit 3 in the paint manufacturing points. And the interior presence is crucial. Igor Milicic had 11 points and 10 rebounds. He hit a 3. Cade Phillips off the bench. We talked about JP Estrella being hurt. Well, Cade Phillips has done what you're supposed to do in that situation, which is he has stepped up. He had 12 points off the bench, 6 of 8 from the field. Felix Opera, 8 points from the field, 7 rebounds, 4 of 5, and he was the defensive specialist, showed a level of toughness Jonas Adu never did. This team is a complete team. It's loaded. They have so many options to score, not just to shoot the 3 ball, but to make sure that they can manufacture points when the 3 is not falling, and they have a go-to guy. Here's where I got it wrong. I thought they'd recreate Dalton Knecht in the aggregate. No, they're just recreating Dalton Knecht. Chaz Lanier is a go-to guy, just like Dalton Knecht was.
Well, see, now if I would have thought that, then I would have agreed with you. I didn't think you could aggregate a guy. I mean, I don't think you can aggregate Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. So that's
Kobe Bryant's the most overrated player of all time, but okay.
Okay. Anyway, so that's where we had the disconnect. Now, if Chaz Lanier is anywhere close to Dalton Knecht, if Dalton Knecht's an A+ and he's an A, then I'm totally on board with you. I just didn't think you could have an aggregation that would be as big as Dalton Knecht. That's where you and I disagreed.
Okay, I think you can, and I'm going to say this: I'm a big Grizzly fan.
You just told me you think Chaz Lanier can be like a Dalton Knecht.
Yes, I do, in this way, but obviously a different position. But he's a go-to scorer. Dave, I'm kind of seeing a little Ja Morant in Chaz Lanier.
Eesh, wow. I mean, despite his off-court issues, that's one of the most impressive athletes I've seen.
He's not as freakishly athletic as Ja Morant. Ja Morant is freakishly athletic, but but he's kind of a lesser athletic Ja Morant, but also I think his skills are more refined. His fundamentals are more refined than Ja Morant's. So I am telling you, man, he's an All-American caliber player too.
So along those lines, is Tennessee gunning for the Final Four? Get it? Ja Morant gunning for the Final Four?
Ja Morant's gunning for a lot of things. Tennessee's a Final Four caliber team. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the Natty. They are really, really good. And they lost JP Estrella, and they still haven't looked like they lost a beat. This team is insane and how good they are. And I mean that, like, Dave, look at what they're doing. They're not just beating good teams. They're beating the brakes off them. They beat Louisville on the road by 22. They beat 13th ranked Baylor by 15. They beat Virginia by 22. They beat Syracuse by 26. These are their Power 5 games, and they're not even being challenged.
You know, the thing that blows me away is I think these kids that are in Tennessee's basketball team right now, I think they have already displayed a good bit of mental toughness just because they showed up to play for Rick Barnes. I bet there are at least 10 or 12 other coaches at successful programs that aren't as demanding as him. And why wouldn't you go there? Because Rick Barnes is going to be really open and honest with you that he is not going to tolerate not playing defense, that you've got to play it his way. I don't know if that's NIL money or if that's just the fact. Now, the thing that's scary is Dalton Knecht and potentially Chaz Lanier and other guys, when they have success at the NBA, you kind of create this John Calipari system where you have really talented players coming in. It's just way different. You're not getting them on the front end, because of Nike money, basically, you're getting them later in their career when you can develop them.
Yeah, that's exactly. And by the way, later in their career, Rick Barnes tried the one and done route. You know the problem with Rick Barnes' one and done route? What's the difference between a one and done freshman, Dave, and a one and done 4-year senior?
Maturity.
Well, yes, but the biggest yes, maturity is one thing, but maybe this is part of maturity. A one and done freshman, Dave, you and I both know they play college ball with the mindset of, why am I here? I'm wasting a year. I should be in the NBA now. Right?
Right.
And by the way, for the most part, when you say they're right, those college kids are right to think that. It was a waste of time to see Carmelo play college basketball. It was a waste of his career. He should have been in the NBA that year. I know he won a national title, but he just wasted a year. Okay. 4-year guys that go play for Rick Barnes for 1 year, they don't see that as wasting a year. They see that as, this is a chance to really improve my draft stock and develop my game. And that's the difference, because they're not wasting a year. One and done guys, freshmen, I mean, you guys can complain about their attitudes, but I agree with them. They are wasting a year. Honestly, it's insulting to all of us who watch the game to think that these guys, that it's good for the sport to watch these one and done guys. But the 4-year guys, they take that 1 year in Rick Barnes' system and they're like, I can develop my game and I can improve my draft stock. And that's the biggest difference.